The organics paintings were a series I developed in around 2016 after a phase of research in the field of nature that had been initiated by a couple of trips I did in north of Europe, specifically in the region of Ostrobothnia in Finland, where my wife resides. I mean, that's where she's from. And I call them retreats. So I started studying on paper. From paper, I grew up into aquarelle on oil. And from oil, I found new linearities that I brought back onto canvas at the end of 2015, start of 2016. The organics were the first series of such. That I grew to call this whole phase I've been into since 2015 to 16, the abstract organic phase, and which is actually a retour into linearities, some kind of approach to maybe a far cry of figurative art into my abstraction that was up to then basically more or completely camped in architectonics. Now, the relation of my art with the south of Spain also has a continuity. It's sure that living in Tarifa and now in Marbella and here in this gallery, we are always very close to nature. We opened a light gallery just across from the beach on the east side of Marbella, like we had done in Tarifa last year. And the connection to nature is always central in my art and in my lifestyle. And then on, apart from the segment I develop on memory that has to do with my identity, nature has always been very central to my work. Thank you for asking about the purple. As you can see here, that was not by hazard that I placed myself here next to this one. It's called Hommage au Nymphéa de Monet. Since I'm a kid, I have a love for the Impressionist palette, and more precisely Monet's later paintings in Giverny, where he did the nymphéas when he was growing short-sighted. And why is that? I grew up with a grandfather that brought me very often to the Musée d'Orsay and to the Musée Parmesan as a kid in Paris, that stayed with me. And the monumentalism and the power of these colors, of the purples in the nymphéa stayed with me. And as I travel a lot in Morocco, being very close, I have a father living there, I discovered a very, very strong pigment called the amazonite. And the amazonite is a chemical quartz that basically turns into a very, very, very powerful purple with water. And I basically spent a year and a half working on that specific pigment, using all the hues it could give me. Yes, the same way I travel a lot in Morocco, I love using material that I find in the market. And one of them is the tent fabric that the Berbers used to do the Karidal tent. And I started painting on that. It has also echoed my own nomadism. I'm a man that's been basically traveling from place to place since the Iranian Revolution of '79. And I have that in me. So working on tent fabric actually echoes to some kind of lost identity that comes quite importantly to support the idea of the organic series. The Persian influence, I don't know if you watch closely in the way I develop the red linearities in the organic series. I kind of developed my own calligraphy in a very abstract way, in a very intuitional way. I see a rhythm that I can find in Persian calligraphic art in some of these paintings. So, I mean, that would actually bring us to what the link between our culture, our Persian culture, or my Persian culture and these paintings have. But then again, the link with nature, poetry, and how to say, the love of beauty kind of always have their importance in my art, and I think you couldn't get more Persian than that.